What's up, guys? It's PKS Young Lattery, and today I think we're going over week 6 of the BvB highlights. I don't remember what week we're on anymore. Yeah, I'm lost in the sauce in terms of weeks, but this week I didn't go for anything other than what was the result like. Like, I went for games where the results were close, like 1-0s, 2-0s. I didn't really vet the replays for, like, quality of play or anything like that. In fact, I really only remember the one that's in front of me. I don't remember the other two at all. I just scrolled through the replays, looked for close games, and was like, that's what we're going to do this week. So, this is Bowl Division. We got David versus Zach. I did watch this one. It has like a very confusing opening, but I don't remember the mid to late game. Just from like a team breakdown analysis standpoint. Um, I mean, let's see. Lele, in terms of offensive impact, is pretty high. I don't really see a psychic resist outside of Boulder. And it's not like a Pokemon that just wants to come in on attack. So, I mean, Lele is amazing from an offensive standpoint. Slowking and Amoonguss look to be the meat and potatoes of the defensive core. However, both of them get smoked by Cerulege. So, this doesn't really look like a type of game where you're going to see anything long and drawn out. It looks like it's going to be very offense oriented, which is typical for Zach. I mean, his like entire team outside of, I don't even know how to pronounce this, Drolage, is just all offense. So we see a lot of like hyper offense style coming from him. I think the Cerulege and I guess the Boulder have the highest offensive impact, whereas everything else is not like they're not immediately unchecked, like they have answers. So that's just my first impression of this. We're gonna go ahead and dive into it. Okay, leading Zygarde into Mamo is crazy. I don't know what he expected to lead there. Maybe Coco or something like that. But alright, so we see Trick Room from Slowking Hard Switch into Vikavolt. This is what I meant by this was a confusing game. I don't understand why you would set Trick Room and then put hazards on your opponent's side of the field that makes them slower. When I saw Trick Room, I was like, oh, okay, this is probably some kind of like expert belt like coverage for the whole squad or something. This was like weird as hell. But yeah, ends up sacking, and then he goes Amoonguss into the Mamo. Doesn't click Giga Drain, clicks Foul Play, which again, I'm not sure what that was intended for. I don't know if he just didn't have a grass coverage move. I don't know if he was anticipating a switch into maybe Ledge or Boulder, but yeah. David's put himself in a really bad spot. But luckily he has actual God on his team. This Coco, okay, it's on the balloon. He taunts, so he can't set up. He just goes right for the Wicked Blow anyways. 43. That's a resisted hit and did almost half, which is crazy. He is going to be forced to switch here, though. Okay, so that sucks. The defog, because now Urshifu is like less of a threat because it's gonna, with the webs up, it's able to outpace more things and just be an unchecked monster. But now he can like offensively check it. Webs are great, but keeping them up is important. He can't even set them back up because Vikavolt's dead. He does get a Stun Spore off though, and then hard switches to Zygarde, which was a risky ass play because but if he just Dragon Pulsed or Draco'd there, I mean, I understand Lele's in the back, so it makes him think twice, but still. Alright, so now David finally starts to get some momentum going with this Zygarde. He's gonna sub up, and he's got +1 speed, +1 attack. So he'll be able to take out the Gyarados on the next hit. And what's Zach's answer to this gonna be? Mamo Ice Shard? Oh, my computer decided to spaz. I really need to get a better computer. He went Lele though, but he didn't click Ice Shard, he clicked Icicle Crash. Hold on. Previous turn. Yeah, so he scares him out with Mamoswine. David was probably thinking Ice Shard on this turn. And then, yeah, that 100% because you go Lele for the terrain to stop the Ice Shard. You wouldn't go Lele if you didn't expect that. So now we're going to find out if this is Scarf Lele. It is Scarf Lele. This gives Ceruledge a chance, or this, I guess, to come in and set up. Oh, he opts for a sub instead of just SDing. Okay. Switches terrain, but it's booster energy anyways. Iron Head. Styguard will eat the hit and then break the sub. Oh, he gets flinched, which sucks. He gets flinched into getting crit, which is crazy. That's a big deal because this sub wouldn't be here. I'm not sure why David subbed. Okay, he ends up having Sucker and Wicked Blow. He Wicked Blows the Ceruledge. Sarah probably just, yeah, Bitter Blades. Oh, okay, so it's Akaberry, Foul Play to deal with the ledge. But now, this thing, yeah, okay, so if it had Synthesis, it might have maybe been able to, I don't know. I don't know if there's any world where Amogus actually beats this thing 1v1, but definitely not without Synthesis. So Zach wins 1-0 in a very confusing and chaotic game. Next, we have Jared versus Brian. I don't remember exactly how this game flows, but just looking at the preview, assuming it specs Pult, there's no Ghost Resist or Immune on Brian's side of the field, so I mean that would be a good bring if that's what it is. Iron Valiant, I mean it hits 4 out of the 6 members super effectively with its dual stab, and it's got coverage for the rest and hits them neutrally as well. So that's another major threat for Jared. Torn, I mean, it's just gonna be able to help with like pivoting in, sponging hits, regenning. I don't know if it's like an offensive variant or not. Empoleon, its role here obviously is gonna be to like check that Iron Bundle, because Iron Bundle is just one of those Pokemon that like has quote unquote perfect coverage if it hits, but Empoleon's such a specially defensive beast, so it can like come in, flip out, and then get momentum and all that. Tang, I mean, its role here is probably just going to be able to want to come in on that Mel, and also threaten the Gastro. Potentially Hidden Power Ice is common, could, you know, stay in on a Dragonite DD or something and catch it off guard. And Donphan, probably just going to be a removal / rock setter. From Brian's standpoint, I mean, his team is, I would say, a little bit less conventional looking. Like Jared's team looks like more, I don't know, structurally sound. This looks like it doesn't look bad. It just looks like you get double water, double steel, double dragon. Your only ground immune is something that I mean, it could be run so many different ways, but typically it wants to be something that like sets up and wins. So I don't know. It's just a little bit less balanced, more chaotic. But I mean, when you're building around bundle, that might just be like how it goes. I don't know. I've never drafted it. But yeah, let's see how this goes. Okay, so Elite's Torn. You turns out as a Tang. Okay, so it's Rain Dance. I'm not sure why Jared didn't Giga Drain. I think he was just anticipating, I don't know, maybe Cinderace or Melmetal or Duraludon to want to come in. Little bit of an over prediction though, because none of those Pokemon are immediately a threat to Tang. Well, Cinderace normally would be, but Rain's up, so like get fucked. You know what I mean? Like you could just Giga and then EQ. You don't have to predict there. And then he goes Emp, which isn't good. That's another thing, because like if this is your bundle counter, you don't want to take EQs, and you're also never 1v1ing this. Well, I guess now you are, because the Spadef drop, but then he switches. Okay. It just looks like it looks like Jared overpredicted, and now he's like trying to like find his footing again, but he does end up taking down the Gastro, which is nice. He goes Tang. Now, the second I see this thing in Rain, it's screaming Hurricane. I've played probably every different kind of Dragonite set you can ever think of. Like I've been using Dragonite for over a decade. So I knew, like I had a very strong feeling this was special Dragonite. Yeah. Special with weakness policy. Oh, thank you, babe. Yeah, and it did end up being that. So Donphan comes out, isn't quite able to finish it, but it will be able to finish it on the next one. Oh, never mind. It's mixed with E-Speed. He would have had to have Costap in order to finish it off, but then M comes back in and then, yeah, finishes it off. This thing needs to recover up, though. Yeah, see, that was, like right there. If you're gonna stay in, you need to recover up. Otherwise, bundle just becomes like a huge problem. Because if it's booster speed, it's gonna outspeed everything, and it hits Pult and Torn super effectively. So I don't agree with Scald there. Yeah, it's just looking like bundle is gonna do what it wants now. Okay, comes in with Aura Sphere to Revenge, goes Melmetal, switches to Torn on the Ice Punch. I think Double Iron Bash would have been fine, but he instead decides to hard read the the switch. Okay, thanks, babe. But yeah, this is pretty much what I anticipated was gonna happen. It's not booster, but it doesn't matter. Pult doesn't Oko. And now you get the Vacuum Wave kill, and it's basically a 1v1 between Cinderace and Valiant. I don't remember if that's Gunk Shot or not. Doesn't need it. Okay, so if that does 60, that means Vacuum Wave doesn't kill. So he didn't click it. He just played off the Pyro Ball miss. So yeah, another close game. Came down to a 1v1. I think some over predictions and misplays from Jared's point of view cost him that. Yeah, next one. Okay, so this one I haven't seen at all yet. It's Lucas versus Anders. Let's see. So from Lucas's point of view, high offensive impact. Obviously, Halucha paired with the Lele, you set the terrain, you get the Unburden boost, and then you've got Gouging Fire as well. Mammo for a breaker, and then a defensive core of Corvi and Milotic. Having your defensive core both be weak to electric is annoying, especially when your opponent has a Galvantula, but I mean, at the same time, this is clearly more of an offensive oriented team structure, so I don't know how much that matters. I literally only looked at the result. I'm not going to tell you which way it goes, but it ends up being a 2-0. I see sticky webs and then this and then this, and part of me, I know it's probably not because it's such an off the wall thing, but I've seen people set sticky webs, court change it to their own side, and then abuse like Defiant and competitive and stuff, and this thing does get Defiant. I don't think it's actually that, but it'd be funny if it was. But yeah, it looks like a hard match for Anders. I mean, Kartana is gonna have a hard time in between Gouge and Corvi. Cinderace, again, doesn't really deal with Milo very well. Galvantula, I would almost not use as a suicide lead in this case. I would probably use this as like a mid-game breaker, just because of the fact that his defensive core is both weak to electric. But yeah. His only off the ground thing gets destroyed by ice move, so Mamoswine is like a threat. I don't know. Just from team preview, I feel like this is like heavily in Lucas's favor. So yeah, let's see. Okay, he leads Gouge, probably expecting the bug, and Anders. Oh, that's a big crit, but Lucas probably just recovers up. Oh no, he scalds. Okay, so Milo is basically out of the game. He just saves it for sack fodder. Okay, nice little Rocky Helmet action. Probably U-turn out, right? Oh no, Brave Bird. Okay. That did a lot to Ace. So that's not bulky pivot Ace. That's offensive Ace. Okay, trying to set up on the Cinderace. I don't know how well this is going to work out for Lucas. Because, yeah, even at +1, you're never killing Ursaluna. It's too tanky. He roosts up. I wonder if he clicks ground move. He does. Yeah, good call. Good play on Anders' part. Goes Mamo. Gets hit neutrally by the Icicle Crash. So, even though the scoreboard, it looks like Anders is just dominating. Okay, never mind. Lucas is putting a lot of things in range. Oh, this is Chesto. Yeah, Chesto rest. Wow, that did so much damage. That's crazy. Okay, so he's setting up for a Hawlucha endgame here, but the thing is Togekiss is still at full, and this thing typically runs Sash. Okay, so never mind. Yeah, see, he knows he's gonna get fucked up by Lucha unless he keeps this thing healthy. And all it takes is like a crit or a drop, and like this is yeah. He DDs on the Togekiss. So now, yeah, he's not gonna be able to roost. He's just gonna spam Psychic until he dies, and then he's gonna go into Hawlucha. Yep. Oh, it's Scarflele anyway, so yeah, good shit to Lucas. So he ends up cleaning with Scarflele. That's kind of what I figured would happen. Just based on the preview, it looked hard for Anders, but yeah, that's week 6 recaps for Bear vs Bull Pokemon Draft League. I'm gonna eat some Dunkin' Donuts later.